Okay, so I have been saying for a long time, if you've been watching me regularly, that one day I will have this cleaned up and organized and ready to work on all the work surfaces and all that jazz. I've been taking stuff, sorting it into different jars and bins and stuff. Like over here I have all the, this is like for all this stuff that I don't actually know what it is, but I think it's kind of cool. Although I do know what, I know what these are from. These are from my truck, but they have different shapes and stuff. That's what goes in there. I have a box full of blueprints, and all that stuff goes into this Quonset here. Today is the day that I actually start doing it because I have to make room because there's more equipment coming in, including this jointer, this bandsaw, this, whatever that, what is that thing, Clint?
It's a buffer.
That buffer, and a bunch more stuff of Clint's. He's moving in. Welcome back to another vlog. Fun fact, that house we just passed, I used to work there years ago for a mechanic. Anyways, today is an exciting day for me and hopefully for Clint. Clint's shop isn't very usable right now, and a few weeks ago he said that he wasn't sure what he was going to do, but he needed to move shops, and I had offered him my space. I didn't actually think that he would take me up on it, but he did decide to. That's annoying. I have change in the cup holder. Well, he did decide that he was going to take me up on it, and I am super stoked on that. So for the last few weeks and months, honestly, I've been trying to organize my shop, getting all the scrap materials that I brought over from my old shop to this one, and I'm trying to catalog and file it into easy to find storage. I don't really know how to explain it better than that. It's not mixed up so much as it used to be, and I'm still a little behind. But today is a really nice day. There was lots of snow, but now there's no snow. So about half an hour ago, Clint showed up with his first load of equipment, and now we're back on the road and heading off to get more at his shop. I'm so stoked about this. Whoops. So this is Clint's old shop. And it's gonna be emptied out. Like, look how much stuff he has in here. Why are you moving, Clint?
Why am I moving? Well, it's leaking a lot, this old shop. Been here for 4 years, been pretty awesome, but I'm getting water coming up through the floor. I'm getting, in the springtime, it just leaks like crazy in here all over the place. So, time to move on.
Time to move on. Good for me.
Good for you and for me. So,
I hope so.
yeah, it'll work out well for both of us, I'm sure.
Okay, so guys, he has, everything is heavy. Everything is heavy. I don't know how we're gonna move this, because we're gonna try our best to get as much as possible today, and then we'll have to come back later with some sort of,
4 pieces of equipment I have are probably 300 to 500 pounds a piece.
yeah. And the one right over there, that thickness sander there, he's like, this is not as heavy as it looks. I go to like budget.
It's light, Josh.
What are you talking about? I didn't lift it even.
It's not as heavy as my planer. That thing is a beast, man.
So let's figure out how and when and where and what. All right, let's do it. right, so we got our first load into the trucks. Now, is this typically how one is supposed to load tools and stuff?
Probably not.
Probably not, but we're only 2.5 men.
Everything's done safely.
Safely, yeah, it was heavy as shit.
Yeah.
All right, now off to my shop. Now to get out of here. This is the farm where we'll likely buy our sheep, by the way. Okay, it's been a couple weeks. You can see there's even snow on the ground. This is what it looks like with everything that we've moved in so far. It's coming along. Now, a lot of these machines are heavy, especially this drum sander here. And if you thought loading it was hard, well, when we got here to unload, that was so easy. That was too easy. Way easier than putting it in. Yeah. Yeah, it was super easy to unload everything. It almost didn't make sense how easy it was. But we got the table saw and the drum sander, which were the two heaviest pieces, and then all the workbenches and stuff as well. Having separate workstation makes it easier for everyone. You don't have to clean up all your stuff if you're like doing a glue up or whatever the case may be to make room for someone else. You can kind of just leave your project that you're working on your own workbench. It's just, to me, it's easier. Now, we haven't figured out exactly how we're gonna lay out everything. So over the last days and weeks, we've actually been sort of organizing more junk, getting it kind of put away, moving the machines around, getting stuff done in the paint studio area, which was more or less just kind of putting up some shelves and making a spot to put things, so that I don't have to like dig through boxes or whatnot. And things might change as it evolves everywhere in the shop. And also getting the Quonset storage thing kind of figured as well. Since it's temporary and it's going to be replaced by a shed, we didn't spend too much time in there. We just want to make it usable for now. Everything in the shop kind of moves around, and then eventually, hopefully, it will find its permanent or semi-permanent spot. Things might change as more machines become available. I don't really know. Some things are going to stay the same. Like my metalworking area here is always going to be the metalworking area. And actually, Clint brought this over I think a couple days ago as well. There's still a lot to bring over from his shop, including one of the heaviest things he has, the thickness planer, which is going to go right here. Not sure exactly when we're going to go get the rest of his stuff, but in the meantime, I actually have to go get more of my stuff that I bought, Jakota and I bought a while ago. Also, we need to pick up a furnace. You guys remember Rory? This is Rory, my plumber guy. I'm with Jakota. He gave me a sick deal on a furnace, and so we're at his place picking that up. That's safe like that?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thanks, Rory. All right, we got it all packed in there. We got the furnace from Rory, and then the other stuff that we got from Jim. And Jim, thank you so much for giving us all the extra stuff. Okay, so here we are in the shop trying to warm it up with this bad boy, but that's not working so well. So it's a good thing that we got this brand new furnace. It's a little bit too big for our space, but I couldn't pass up on the price. So we are going to figure out a way to hang this over near where the gas line is and stuff. And while we're doing this, we're also, I have Joel here. He is running all my electric. He started a couple days ago, and we did like I helped him do some of the running of the wire. I don't hook anything up because I don't want to mess around and do something wrong by accident. So Joel, my brother-in-law, electrician, got it all handled, and also we deleted some of the old stuff. We don't need that anymore. All right, we're gonna figure out a way to hang this from the ceiling. Okay, turns out we don't have what I thought we had, so we had to come to the blue store here and get some ready rod. I need 6 pieces, and I'm gonna buy them out of the size that I need. Okay, now I need some nuts. Give me some nuts. Where are they? Nope, they're over here. Now, normally I have a big supply of all this stuff, but as I'm getting organized, I'm not sure where everything is just at the moment. So it'll be quicker just to do this, because I want to put it up there quick so that Rory can come by and hook it up for me, hook up the gas and stuff, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll for the rest of winter. Won't be like last winter. Perfect. I need 24 of those. Last year I wasn't able to work very much, and that was a bummer. So this year, let's get it. All right, let's get back to, you got those? 27 cents each? Damn it. I'm pretty sure I have some of these at home, but all right, let's go. And it is up. And good news, I can return some of this ready rod because I bought too much. What I ended up doing was just cutting 2 of them in thirds and then double nutting and washering them, and that's good. So I'll return these, and that'll save us some money to do something else. Perhaps plug up that hole. We'll just use some scrap for that. Now, we went to the store to put this up, but we didn't have this available. So Jakota and I did not put that up. He came today to help me put it up, but super late. Yeah. But that's okay because Clint was here and he helped me put it up. 1, 2, 3. So many wasp nests all over the place in this garage. Now we got that furnace up. Back to the present time now. The other thing that we did today was, you know, this door. It's kind of not much of a door. So what we did is we put in a real door. Nice. Nice. God, it's cold. I need to warm up. I can't wait till Rory can come hook up the gas. Okay. The only thing that we're really waiting on to be able to hook up the gas there is the insulation in that side of this ceiling there. We don't want to have ice damming on the roof and damage the shingles more than they already are. But I think we're here at the end of the day, and we are going to use the door for the first time, and I just want to show you what we ended up doing here. This is the most Canadian doorknob on the planet. It's made out of hockey pucks, but it's just temporary for now. All right, let's go, guys. So satisfying. It's temporary, but awesome. All right, see you guys whenever.
Hey, Josh.
So what are we doing, Hans?
We're here helping out our buddy Josh today. I'm more than pleased to help out my friends anytime I possibly can. We have a huge reno on the go also. So we are going to pick up some blow-in insulation for Josh today.
What he didn't mention is that he's helping me out in a more than one way. He's driving my truck because I got pulled over. I don't know why though. So that sucks. I guess I should take my license out.
What are you doing?
I was doing good.
Yeah. You know why I stopped you?
I'm not sure.
Your driver's license expired.
What?
Your driver's license is expired.
Oh, it is. I didn't realize that.
Been out for a little while, so. Where are you headed?
Evansburg? I don't know. I'm going to go get blown in insulation.
Okay.
A few moments later.
So technically you can't drive, right?
Okay.
You have no driver's license.
Right.
So Evansburg does have a vehicle registration, I think.
Okay.
So when I leave, I can't control what you do, right? But if you get caught again, you could get towed, right?
Right.
Okay. So it's $324, not having a specific driver's license, section 51 right here.
Yeah. Then he said, good luck. And then I said, okay, I'm not falling for that. And so Hans and Zinovia gave me a hand there, but they're also helping me at the shop there doing insulation. Okay. Nice. All right, so we made it back to the house here. There you go. I couldn't get my license renewed, so Hans drove all the way back home, and now he's setting up the machine to blow up there, while Zinovia and I will be doing the feeding into the actual machine over here. But first, we gotta prep the attic access hole. Now, I should have done this before. Would have been better to have it all prepped and ready, but better late than never.
Okay, thanks, bud.
You're welcome. It'll be so nice to finally have all of this insulated, because there's no insulation up there. There's insulation on this side because this actually used to be two garages, hence the division here on the floor and on the ceiling. But once all of that is blown in there, I can get this thing blowing. That was a terrible pun, sorry. I just need to hook up the gas, which is right nearby, so pretty stoked about that. All right, let's turn this sucker on.
We take a bag of insulation,
Yep.
stick it and we cut it here. The knife is coming, Zinovia's got it there.
Yep. Pretty straightforward.
And then we have it on. So we'll turn this on.
Turn it on. Well, shit. The hose came detached. So, That's not good.
Wonder what was going on. I wonder how many bags we got here.
This is probably like... Oh well.
It's in the building, but that ain't doing no good insulating the attic.
I guess we're shoveling it now, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, this machine already sucks. It's very slow, but Zinovia came up with a decent system that was making things go quickly. So it was going quickly and smoothly until suddenly it wasn't. And part of the reason why it's not is because, well, the full reason actually is because the ends, there's no way to link them together. This is just how they gave it to us. Very frustrating. So we're gonna have to shovel all this into the hopper and then get it up into the attic. What would you say? We're about halfway done or so?
Just over half.
Just over half. All right, I guess start it up again. Okay, that is done
Done.
without a hiccup. All right, there was a couple hiccups. The hose just wouldn't stop getting clogged, but we figured it out eventually. Now we have R60 up here. On the other side of that gable there is the other side of the garage, because this used to be two garages, like I said. And over there, it just has bats at R40, if you will. It's just two bats stacked on each other all the way around. All I gotta do is insulate my hatch, which I'm gonna do with a couple of bats of insulation here. There we go.
No.
Perfect. Okay, and the beauty about this is we estimated wrong on the amount of product that we needed. Oh man, I got it all in my eyes. Not as much as you. We ended up actually buying too much. We have 2 bags that we need to return, but since we have to take the machine back anyways, it's not a big deal. Thanks a lot for your guys'
Hey,
help.
no problem there, bud.
I appreciate it. And Zinovia as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get my beautiful look here, whatever.
Next would most logically be hooking up the furnace. It's been a couple days since Hans and Zinovia were... What? There we go. There. Is that normal? It's been a couple... I ran into this drill press handle thingy. Which, by the way, the stuff that we went and got from Jim that we bought a while ago, this right here, a glass cutter, a mat cutter, and this picture framing thingy. I don't know what this is called, but that, I said that he gave us extra stuff. I didn't really show anything when we went and picked up the furnace, but some of the extra stuff that he brought was this bandsaw. What? So nice. Pardon me. Drill press. I'm getting confused because he also gave us this bandsaw, which I think I accidentally broke a little bit. Like that piece, I don't, in transport or something like that. Luckily, it's the same as Clint's, so I will be putting this back together as soon as that part gets comes in from the order. Anyway, Thank you, Jim. He's also given me a bunch more stuff that I haven't picked up yet. Like, what the heck? Thanks. So kind. Anyway, back to the furnace here. Unfortunately, Rory has gotten COVID, so he hasn't been able to hook anything up. He did talk me through putting on the exhaust, which was actually pretty straightforward. I just didn't know if there was anything specific. I don't want to mess around with fumes and stuff. I've had carbon monoxide poisoning twice. Don't feel like dying on the third time being the charm. So, leaving that for now, my neighbor actually, I've recruited him to hook up the gas because he knows how to, tickets, I don't mess with anything where you need tickets to do it. Plumbing and electrical, I leave that to the people who have the qualifications. Anyway, while we're waiting for that to be put up, I have realized that we are running out of space in this shop. Clint still needs to bring over several things. And I'm getting more stuff from Jim. Again, thank you so much, Jim. Clint dropped off a few things the other day, and we decided together that we're going to have to get more wall space and remove a door. So we built a wall. And the reason why we decided to take this door out, well, there's a couple reasons, but one big one is that this door is the most damaged. At some point, someone tried to break in to it, so it's got the bottom's all messed up. Also, the weather stripping is damaged down here, and even if it wasn't, like, look at that massive gap. You can see right into the shop there. How is that, like, how is that acceptable? So, really easy choice to take this door out. And also another big reason is that if I were to work on one of my cars, because I do have my mechanic type tools like engine hoist and stand and jacks and tools and whatnot here, this bench here is going to be in the way for the passenger doors of the cars that come through this door to open. We wouldn't be able to use it. So that's the most logical door to keep, considering all the reasons. And we also added a little more real estate to the shop by about, I don't know, 10 inches or so. This is where we're gonna put the lathe, so far as we think so far. Now, I didn't film myself framing this, but it's basically 2x4 construction that's been insulated and polyed, and then some scrap OSB and plywood make up a backing for this rusty steel, which I may take some of the rust off, experimenting with vinegar and whatnot. I'm not sure exactly just yet. It kind of depends on what I do to cover up all of the rest, how I trim it out. We'll see. I really like the look of this aesthetic, and I think it works because it's separate from, say, this drywall here and the OSB here. It kind of just breaks everything up and also doesn't clash because it's offset. It's in this alcove, if you will. I dig it. Also, this door is going to come down. It's not going to... That's another reason why. It's the hardest door to close. It's not going to stay here. It's actually going to come down, and it's going to become the door to my shed when I build that in the summer. Now, we have to do something about this door as well. And that's add a couple more names to it. Thank you. If you want to get your name on this door, description has the information on how to become an ass kicker. Thank you everyone who has already. I really appreciate it. Now, in this downtime, while I'm waiting for Clint to bring the rest of his stuff and for me to go get the rest of the stuff from Jim and for the furnace and all that stuff, I'm going to use all this time of nothingness to get a bunch of little things done. Oh, wait. I was also hoping to take this and move it to there. It just makes more sense to make use of this space because this bench here doesn't really serve a purpose as a bench, and it just kind of gets cluttered up. So having this thing here seems to make the most sense because it's filled with my to-go and worksite tools, and this wall has a lot of my to-go and worksite tools. And having this here clears up that space over there to be something else. Okay, where was I?
Department store tells me which clothes I'm supposed to wear, and the barber shop tells me how to cut my hair, and the stereo tells me which music I will blare. The policeman tells me to pull right over there. The disc jockey tells me when I'm supposed to dance, and the exterminator tells me that I should kill the ants, and the crowd tells me to join in all the chants, and the fashion magazines tell me how to wear my pants. The flight attendant tells me what to pack to fly, and the gas tank tells me how far I'm gonna drive, and the television tells me when it's time to cry, and the priest tells me where I'll go when I die. The traffic light tells me when to stop going, and the fence tells me where to stop mowing, and the ceiling tells me when to stop growing, and the hill tells me where to stop rolling, yeah. The drugstore tells me which drugs I'm supposed to take, and the bills I get tell me how much I should make, and the exercise tells me which muscles are gonna ache, and the truth tells me that I am just a fake. The coffee shop tells me what I'm gonna drink, and the bartenders tell me what I'm gonna drink, and the supermarket tells me what I'm gonna drink, and the rock stars tell me what I'm gonna drink, and the movie stars tell me what I'm gonna drink, but no one can tell me what I'm supposed to think. What am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to think? Yeah. What am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to think?
Okay. Back at Clint's shop, grabbing the rest of his stuff. This time, it's easy. We got a skid steer, and I'm not really helping.
We're gonna tip back so that we're gonna tip something. We'll just walk beside you.
Pretty awesome that this guy is helping out, because when I came down here when it was really bright out and there was no snow, right here was difficult driving. Oh, the loose sand kind of helped me there. But I can see why you say it's hard to get down here.
Yeah, I get stuck down here, especially in the wintertime. It's brutal.
I can only imagine it being that more difficult with this slippery ice and snow, and it being dark, not being able to see anything. I almost slipped there, did you? You almost slipped there? Whoa, I almost slipped again. Yeah, this would have sucked. Also, Caden's here. Okay, say stop the music.
Stop the music.
All right, thanks, Dylan.
You bet.
Man, we lucked out that Dylan was willing to help us move all this big equipment. Now, Dylan is friends with Clint. I believe he actually used to work for Clint a while ago before ultimately starting his own construction company, where he deals with big concrete and whatever other type of contracts. A reason to need a skid steer, which I'm glad Clint knew him. I'm glad they are friends, because without Dylan, I'm not sure how he would have moved old Olson here, because this thing is freaking heavy. I'm not sure how heavy it is, but much too heavy for two guys to lift up into a pickup truck by hand. There's just no way we would have done it. So Dylan, you probably don't watch my videos, but thank you very much for your help. Now, speaking of help, while all that stuff was getting done and we were figuring out different things about the shop, we had the furnace hooked up. So Rory sold me this furnace, and he was going to get it hooked up for me and all that. But he came down with COVID, unfortunately, and so he wasn't able to. So while everything, yeah, that's warm. While everything was being sorted out, it was just cold in here. So I hooked up what I could, just the exhaust here. But then my neighbor Armando decided to come over with the gas line and figure that out.
Yeah.
So thank you, Armando, for figuring out this gas line here. Without you, I for sure would have done it wrong. After giving you a hand with it, yeah, I did. I would have used some of the wrong stuff, and we would have had failure eventually. So thank you for your help. Now, in typical fashion, guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know that Armando's helped me out a lot, and he always refuses payment, even if it's offered to him. However, he said he was in need of a bandsaw. He wasn't asking for one, he just mentioned it, and I was like, oh, perfect, because I have 5 of them, and I don't need 5 of them. There's this one, that one, Clint's, and then one more in there that I'm actually going to give to my brother Will. Also been making a little bit of progress in organizing stuff in here. Doesn't look like much, but I swear it's getting better. So this is the bench top bandsaw that I used to use. It's a 3-wheel. I don't need this one because I got the stand-up ones now. So this one here is going to go to Armando. And I actually got this bandsaw from Jim as well, along with so much other stuff. Like this that I gave to Caden to use. And this still needs to be fixed. And this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, plus another one that we have in the house. And this, and this, and honestly, so much more. So thank you. I feel like this video is sponsored by Jim. So thank you, Jim, and thank you, Armando. I hope this comes in handy. Oh, and Jim also gave me this. Speaking of both of them, this probably doesn't look like much to many people, but this is a piece of bird's eye maple. This was a table, and I used some of it to, okay, so this right here is leftovers from, Armando found these 2 steps on one of his job sites that were garbage, and there was basically a bunch of laminated maple, and they were 2 steps for a floating staircase, and he asked me to turn it into a little cutting board, and one of the steps had like this routed out random line in it. And so I used some of this bird's eye maple to make a band-aid for it, and I think that the cutting board turned out great, in my opinion. So I am able to do some stuff for Armando, but I don't think it really compares to what he's done for me. It is pretty awesome, and I am pretty happy that I am able to give him something that he happens to need, that I happen to have an abundance of, thanks to Jim. Yeah, thank you so much, Jim. By the way, guys, Jim doesn't care what I do with the stuff that he's gifted me. I've already asked him if he cares if I give it away, and he doesn't care at all. He just happens to be a really nice guy. I don't know why, but I really appreciate it because it has helped my shop, my daydream shop, come a long way. Along with the help of Clint, who has become my shopmate for who knows how long. I didn't imagine that my daydream shop would have this many tools that I didn't already have this quickly. And speaking of Clint, let's go get the boys, because the shop is basically done, and I think the next time I bring you in here, it will be fully operational. All right, we're back, or I'm back with them, the boys, and we are operational. Woo! There we go. So we started this way back in November when this whole space was just a huge ass mess, and I had no idea what exactly I was doing with everything, but I think I'm pretty happy with what we've started so far. And there's probably going to be like a ton of changes that we do to this place as we figure out our individual workflows and stuff, but we've kind of designed it in a way that makes sense for what each of us kind of makes and what our individual needs are. So as time goes on, things will probably move around as we figure out what is most efficient for our workflows. But this area right here is more or less Clint's area, plus some like wood storage and stuff, but this is mostly where Clint has his stuff kind of set up. And Clint, what do you make?
I do lutherie, guitars, and stuff.
And stuff. Like right here, he's making something that's not anything to do with lutherie. What a word. Any guesses as to what this is going to be when it's finished? Put your guess in the comments. And then over here, this is like a 4-man shop, more or less. 4 plus whoever else needs to use it for whatever reason. But this here is our 4th man's area. Caden, young Caden here, Clint's son. This is his little work area. And Caden, what do you make?
Stuff.
Young Caden makes stuff like this. This is a piece of scrap oak that he turned into a sword. And then over here, he almost tripped over this thing that I'm gonna turn into something. He also made this is Mando's like blaster rifle from the Mandalorian. That's pretty cool. I like that because I like making them as well. And this area here, we probably won't change much, except for this poster here will be changed up from a blank to having all of our logos and whatever we're gonna end up calling the shop. We don't have a good idea for a shop name just yet, so we'll see. That might stay blank for a while. And then of course over here is the welding area. The metalworking is gonna be here. And of course in this area where we have the anvil and the ridiculous amount of hammers, and then at some point maybe a forge somewhere in here, but we'll see. We tried to set it up so that we wouldn't have to change location of anything, but maybe add or take away as need be. I mean, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do. Like here we have a spot for a router table that is attached to the table saw, but then we also have that as a router table too, but we probably won't use any of those So we haven't set either of them up yet. We just have to see how our workflow goes. But some of the changes, like a couple days ago, this long workbench here, which is one of the first things I ever put in here, we made some changes because I'm finding that having this so high is making it a little awkward and uncomfortable to do any sort of work on. You know, all the dust kind of stays up real high. I need it to be a little bit lower. Same with the miter saw. It's just a little too high, so I'd like to bring that down a little bit too, and it'll make it easier to process material. There we go. It's not super pretty, but I love it. It's at a perfect height now. It's not too high like it was before. And it's just slightly less than 4 inches lower, but it makes a huge difference. In time, I will get a sheet of OSB that covers the whole area down there, and then it'll match this. Not that that's super important, but for now, that will act as the spacer. Because I want to use the rest of the bench as an extension table, and yeah, this works freaking perfect. Now to do the same thing over there. And after making this change, we've realized that that's perfect. It's a nice height and it works. So changes like that are simple, but over here with doing the router table sort of thing, I don't know. We kind of want to put a second table saw in this space for adding a dado stack or something like that, and that way we don't have to change this out for a dado stack, and it'll just always be kind of set up. Oh!
Get it in?
No, he didn't.
Knocked over.
But it knocked it over though, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, and then of course through this door, you guys know this. Clint has called this the
Art trunk.
art trunk. And this will change because this is temporary. This will be a shed. But believe it or not, this is actually pretty organized. We got all our steel balls in there. We got all our washers in there. You know, everything kind of has a place, just not everything has a place to be placed, if you will. But we got all the sockets in here, and then it kind of just gets piled there. In here we have some cutlery. In here we have a whole bunch of hinges, a whole bunch of wrenches in there, and kind of everything is kind of, you know, there's no shelving and stuff in here. So that's the real bummer. And then of course in here is kind of the, not epiphany, what's the word? I don't know, it's kind of sounds like that. Of, it's not epiphany. It's the epitome? That's probably not it either. This is the best example, we'll say, of what I want the shop to kind of have. It's the vibe. I really like this room. This is my painting studio slash chill room slash clean workspace room with a bookshelf because it's for chilling. Then over here we got some of Clint's guitars on the wall. Actually, sorry, basses. He always corrects me. So these are some of the basses that he is currently working on, except for that. Clint, come here. What's the story with this guitar here again? You told me? The one that your dad found?
Yeah, my dad pulled it out of the garbage. It's like a 1959 Pan guitar. Gibson probably was a, what did I say it was? Was a lawsuit guitar, they called them.
Oh, okay.
Because they made it look too much like a Gibson, probably got sued. And so they were a fairly inexpensive guitar. My dad just found it in the garbage and I thought, oh man, I gotta resurrect that thing.
So I guess it is one of your project guitars then. It's just
will
not
be.
one that you've made. Like yours are kind of like this, spalted maple and all
Yeah,
types
lots of
of
different kinds
cool woods. But this is a project guitar of yours, just not one that you've made from
That's right. I'm
scratch.
gonna build a new neck for it, but yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So we got that in there, and of course we're displaying some art. Oh, I heard some cheering.
Oh, did we get it in?
Did you get it in?
Yes.
You got it in?
Did you?
It was a bigger thing.
And we missed. Oh, what? You got it in there. That's not the same.
I got it down this. I got it down this whole
It went
way.
straight down the middle though.
Ah, well, good job. Who did that, Caden?
Me.
Okay, good job, Caden.
Let's try this.
So this room here is basically unfinished because, again, workflow. But we did get some cool stuff in here. We got a little pantry here, you know, where we're gonna, you know, have it stocked up. Right now it's just coffee and some mugs and stuff, but we'll probably add to that. We got a microwave in here. We got a coffee maker here. And then Clint had a fridge that was filled with stickers and it conked out. We were gonna have that in here, but he managed to get another beer fridge that we have also stocked, and he the other day filled it up with stickers. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, this is where I'll be doing like my paintings and stuff. The first paintings that I've done in here have turned out good, but now that I got the vibe going on, it's going to be pretty sweet. Another thing that this wall is good for is for me and Caden to play wall ball.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Oh! 30 again? But that was awesome at the beginning. You're like, yeet!
Yeah.
3.
So we like to do that sometimes too. That's kind of fun to do, you know, let loose. We used to do it on this wall, but now it's kind of too filled with stuff that we don't want to get hit. So with this shop, we all work in reclaimed and upcycled type material. And speaking of which, this was my workbench from my my old shop, and I turned it into a drawer to kind of hold my markers and stuff in here. You might recognize this as the top of my workbench. But anyway, we like to work in reclaimed and upcycled and stuff. So this is kind of cool that the four of us are kind of working together. Caden learning, Clint being the most experienced woodworker. And then, of course, there's Jakota, who's still trying. Did you get it in or did you miss?
No, I didn't. I got it in.
But real quick, before you make this shot, what do you make?
I make moves.
That would have been so smooth if you would have made that. But if you guys don't follow my brother Jakota on his YouTube channel, I will put a link in the description to a build that he made actually in my old shop. I will also put the social links to Clint. Caden doesn't have any of those just yet. He's only 12 years old, but I wish I had this when I was 12. I'm pretty stoked for him. I think that's basically all of it, except for this area right here. This is a client's safe that we're going to be turning into something for him, so ignore that. But here, we're going to put a lathe at some point. I've never had a lathe, but I've always wanted one. So we have that area there, and plus I have some clamp storage and stuff behind there and stuff. I'm probably forgetting a lot, most likely, but I kind of wanted you guys to kind of see the vibe of the shop. Like, I have this wall here. I really like to have like backdrops, if you will. I like to go to work. That was not even close. And having these kind of backdrops, like Caden wanted his to be a bunch of comic book pages back here, and that looks dope. And I like to be able to be like, oh, well, I have to go to work. I'm going to be going into the shop, and I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, missed again. So this is distracting as heck.
What the hell, dude?
Jakota, see, the thing that you were good at least you teed it up for him.
Dude, I hit it like 7 times, dude. Shut the. What the? Oh! Oh! Yes! Yes!
So I used to have a ping pong table in my old shop while I had room for it, but when I expanded into doing woodworking and welding and stuff like that, the ping pong table had to go because there was no room for it. So I was hoping that I would put a ping pong table in this shop, but now there's no room for it. But it's good because Clint is here, young Caden is here, my brother will be using this shop regularly for his stuff, and instead of ping pong, maybe we'll play this.
We have beam golf and wall ball.
Yeah, beam golf and wall ball.
What the? He just got it again! Yo!
Third try.
Oh, that was.
4 times. 4 times.
Caden's got it 4 times. How many times did you get it?
Once! How many times did I ding it off the thing? About 50.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, guys, if you want to be up to whatever, just keep subscribe. I never ask people to subscribe, but let's do that this time, and hit the like button and follow their. I'll have their stuff in the description, and give Caden a thumbs up because that was ill. All right. To be continued. If you guys have been watching for a while, you might remember this road here. The last time I came to Clint's shop, I accidentally let Lloyd out and he went running. This time I was very careful. I knew that he was gonna run, and so I was very careful, and that did no good because Lloyd is over there walking away from me. And every time I run up to him, he books it. So I'm trying to do it a little better. Lloyd! I don't... This is frustrating.
Lloyd! Lloyd! Don't go in there. That's someone's yard.
Okay, wish me luck.
Okay, guys. We got him. Come on, Lloyd, you big buffoon. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. Yeah, good boy. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
No. Don't bite me. This dog is so big. He doesn't really know me that well either, so that would suck if he decided to bite me. I don't want to let go because I don't know if he'll follow me back. Thanks for wishing me luck.